Tonight it is a home game for the Lanesville Eagles. It is for your play-by-play announcer as well. Number 2 in 1A, the Eagles looking for a 5th straight sectional championship. Already have picked up a 5th straight Southern Athletic Conference title with a win at Crothersville on Saturday. Take on a very formidable foe and one they might see in the postseason. The Cougars of Trinity Lutheran at number 4. In fact, these are the top 2 ranked teams in 1A in the southern half of the bracket. Tonight's game on ISC, presented in part by First Harrison Bank. 18 locations serving you since 1891. Also brought to us in part by Blocker Concrete, your local flatworks specialist. By Beckman Lawn Care, proudly serving Harrison and Floyd counties. And by the LHS Reunion Cruise, May 8th to the 14th. Don't miss the boat. Alongside Jan Bozier, we're making him honorary Lanesville for the night. Greg Rakestraw is my name. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. This is our 3rd basketball game. I have the privilege of bringing you from my hometown over the years on the ISC Sports Network. And Jan, what Angie Hinton has done at Lanesville has been beyond impressive. Her record now in 5 years, 105-19. This team lost in the regional final last year to the eventual 1A state champs in Tecumseh by 2 points. Simply put, this team is targeting a trip to Cambridge Fieldhouse in February.
Yeah, and they're certainly capable, man. I did a lot of looking at this for obvious reasons. But listen, 3 straight 20-win seasons. And last year, this team gave up just 23.5 points a game. And this year, they're on pace. They're at 29. Those are staggering defensive and winning numbers.
Well, the job that Mike Lang has done to create a constant winner at Trinity Lutheran is beyond impressive. Some of those similar win totals you talked about for Angie Hinton, you'd say the same for Mike at Trinity Lutheran in Seymour. They have won the last 3 sectionals in sectional 62. So these two schools are familiar with each other in terms of the regional round when it's been held at Lagodi. And they have a young lady that's going to play a Division I sport in a 1A school. Doesn't happen very often. Bailey Tabling, and she pretty much leads Trinity Lutheran in every stat category you can find.
Yeah, and you just know by looking at stats and reading about her, she's just an all-around athlete, can handle the ball. And I'll tell you, they have 4 players in double figures. He obviously does things right, because I looked at this, looked at all the things that he's done, and I ask you, is it 5 turnovers a game? I don't know that I've never seen that before.
Now, part of the reason why they have 4 players that average double figures, they basically play 6. As long as this game will be competitive, and we think this is going to be very competitive. And Lanesville comes in at 17-2, number 2 in 1A. Jan, they were as high as 23 in the Sagarin rating a couple of weeks ago. Their 2 losses to 2 teams that are both ranked in 3A. Corden Central, that loss came back in early November. Then they lost the championship game of the Vincennes Holiday Tournament to an unbeaten team in 3A and Owens Memorial. Trinity Lutheran checks in at 14-4 on the season. For this Lanesville team, they are led by Lindsey Warner. And again, their offensive numbers don't pop in the fashion the way the Trinity Lutherans do. Lindsey, the only double-figure scorer per game, but she went over 1,000 points for her career in just the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it's good to have a senior. You get the points, you get leadership, you get someone who knows the coach, what she wants, kind of a coach on the floor, if you will, how she will run this offense tonight.
As you can see, it is almost time for our national anthem, so with that, we'll step away. We'll take this quick timeout when we come back. Starting lineups, keys, and tip-off of this 1A clash. Number 2, Lanesville. Number 4, Trinity Lutheran. It is yours next on the ISC Sports Network. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining. Fake players taken. And an and one.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Are they doing a third
you can
season on
see
that show?
episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here. We welcome you back inside the gymnasium at Lanesville High School. Greg Rakestraw, Jan Bozier with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Time now for our starting lineups. They are produced by our friends at Virtual Announcer and Aaron Pittman. Make your game day experience the absolute best by hiring Aaron, and if he can't be there, he'll be your virtual announcer. And that's for any sport, not just hoops. Find out more on just how affordable it can be at Virtual Announce on social or by calling Aaron at 317-800-0612. For Coach Lang and Trinity Lutheran, again, Bailey Tabling does so many things so well. 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists a game, 37% from three-point range, 84% from the line. She is going to play at Ohio University next year. She's one of 2, at least, Indiana natives that will play at OU next year. Monica Williams from Lawrence North also headed to play for the Bobcats in Athens, Ohio. Madison Keith, Liza Froge, Jordan Brewer, Laura Roeder round out the starting 5. Keith, Froge, Brewer, all average double digits per game, as Jan alluded to. Again, really, it is a 6-player rotation. Morgan Brewer off the bench. That's it. That's all that Trinity Lutheran would like to run tonight. As you can tell, the lights have gone down. This is very much on purpose. You'll have to trust us. These are the 5 starters. You'll see them coming up in a matter of moments. This was a Lanesville team last year, as we mentioned, made the regional final, graduated just 2 seniors off of that team. However, their top 4 scorers all return. Lindsay Warner will go down as one of the best girls basketball players in the history of Lanesville High School. Morgan Sonner, Ava Kerr, Hadley Crozier, Hilton Brumley round out the starting 5 for head coach Angie Hinton. Jan, your final thoughts before this one goes live.
Well, I tell you, we're just a few weeks away from state tournament time. Both these teams want to play their best basketball, and I think it's going to be a really good game from all the things we talked about. Number 4, number 2. Should be a good one, Greg.
These 2 teams will have their best athlete jump at center as well. Warner for Lanesville, Tabling for Trinity Lutheran. It looks like a little zone to start things off for Trinity Lutheran. A little bit of a 3-2 odd front zone. Lanesville goes inside anyway, and a rather inauspicious shooting debut for Morgan Sonner in this game. And because the jump ball was won by Lanesville, if we can retrieve that ball from between the backboard and rim, it'll be Trinity Lutheran basketball. Otis Broughton, Mike Benham, Craig Staw, our 3-man officiating crew. As always, thanks to Zach Payne, the director of athletics, for his assistance in having us here tonight. And there just may be random call-outs, people that I see on the screen that I want to say hello to, like Mr. Bridges being down there on the baseline corner.
This is a purple office with a purple guy. You can say whatever you want. I'm all in.
And a jump ball will be called, and Ava Kerr helps get that turnover.
And at some point in time, we have to get up and kind of look at the tennis and the baseball. There might be some relation between you and them up there. Hey, our keys to the game, defense. Listen, we've highlighted what Lanesville can do. Shot selection will be big. Neither team turns it over a lot. I think it's going to come down to free throws, Greg.
Lanesville 4.5 threes a contest. Trinity Lutheran makes 5.5. Against this zone, you have to knock down some jump shots. Pull-up shot does not go. Rebound tipped by Trinity Lutheran. Crozier, though, will track it down for Lanesville. Finds a seam, draws a foul, and again, it's one thing Trinity has to avoid. If you're going to play 6, you can't get in early foul trouble. You mentioned free throws. Here we go. Crozier at the free throw line for the Eagles.
Yeah, and both these teams shoot a good amount of free throws in the game. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but both of them are super effective in the paint. Just around 50% for both ball clubs.
Tonight's game presented in part by the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Combine cutting-edge technology with old-school work ethic to make your game better at the Hoosier Shooting Academy. Go see Paul at 465 on the southeast side of Indianapolis and Brookville Road, and always online at HoosierShooting.net. Crozier misses the first 2. She is a 68% free throw shooter. Again, you see the extended half-court trap by Lanesville. Does lead to a good look-low block. Weak side rebound is there. The first bucket belongs to Trinity Lutheran. That is Madison Keith that gets the game's opening field goal.
Well, they average about 10 offensive rebounds a game. That was big.
Again, Lanesville's going to extend that trap defense. You're going to leave some openings.
Hello.
What you got to find, though, is the way to knock them down for the three-point corner, and Hadley Crozier does just that. The 5'9 sophomore, 9 points a game for Lanesville, their second leading scorer. Lanesville team averages 14 steals a game. Notice Broughton detects a foul.
But don't you like it when you say, well, probably won't shoot a lot of threes tonight, and they say, hey, listen, yes we do, and just drains a three. I like it.
Lanesville 25% from three-point range in the season. Ava Kerr whistled for the foul, her first, and team foul number 1 as well, just inside the 2-point arc, and that one a bit strong by Jordan Brewer, the 5'4 sophomore. 10 points per basketball game. And the pink theme for those currently in the fight with cancer.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Notice that Otis Broughton, our official that's in the near part of your screen, even has a pink whistle for this evening's occasion. 3 from the wing for Lanesville does not go, but Crozier probably had more to say it than she thought, kind of forced that back into play, and Trinity Lutheran comes out of there with it. Cougars scoring 61 a game, allowing 41 a contest, finding a seam. Shot does not go. That was Liza Froge that took that and missed it. Now the Eagles looking to push the tempo just a little bit.
Well, both teams are playing a zone. They're respecting the fact 50% of the shots made are in the paint for both ball clubs.
Kerr couldn't get that shot to go. Good job by Warner to tip it. Saved by Crozier. Back to Warner. Nudges just enough to get a little free space down there and get the bucket to go.
A little physicality.
She may have learned that from her dad at 6'4", former starting center for the Eagles back in our days together in high school. Her dad was the starting center on an 18-win team his senior year. Of course, her older brother also played basketball at LHS. Reach-in foul called against the Eagles, their second such whistle. This one goes against Hilton Brumley, and it's one advantage Lanesville has tonight. They will play more players. They'll likely play 8, maybe 9 in tonight's game. And Trinity Lutheran limited to 6, and one thing you can't do is kind of that unforced error, which they just did.
They only have 4 left. They only give up 5. That's 1. That's what the beauty of, because I've been calling 1A and 2A in the state forever and ever. That's what I love about the camaraderie of your size schools. I came from a much bigger school. While you had some of that, it's not near like all the generations of people that you knew coming up.
Good inside out by Lanesville. Crozier steps into a 3. That one does not go, but Warner tracks down the rebound. Now a baseline corner 3. Second time around misses everything, but maybe she can get credit for an assist because it went right to Morgan Sonner, the 6'1 senior. 7 points and 5 boards a game. Gets Lanesville a 5-point advantage.
Good start for Lanesville. It's what you want to do when you're on your home court.
Keith, her second field goal. She's got both buckets so far for the visitors from Seymour. So 7 for Lanesville, halfway through this opening quarter.
And I got to think Trinity wants to really control the tempo.
Well, they're getting Lanesville to take the shots that I think that Trinity wants them to take, as it's been primarily all threes except for rebounds for Lanesville. Weak side three does not go, and good job on the weak side board by the Eagles, and now they'll look to push. This is Brumley, takes it all the way down. Shot is rejected by Tabling.
Well, Trinity, I expected a few more threes. They shoot a little bit better in Lanesville.
You were asking? Tabling lets it fire. Couldn't get that to go. She is their best shooter at 37%. Sonner,
Nice.
good seal, bobbled, and couldn't hang on to it. Lanesville with rare size for this level. 2 players in their rotation, 6 feet or taller for the Eagles. That's a Lanesville team that hangs their hat on defense. Wing three, stepping into it
There
and
it
swishing
is.
it is Jordan Brewer, and we're tied at 7.
Well, threes are going to be hard to shoot because Lanesville really extends their perimeter defense, so it's hard to get some space, but they got some there.
So first made 3 by Trinity Lutheran. And they are a better three-point shooting team than Lanesville by about 7 percentage points. Warner turns it down. Good skip to Crozier. Crozier for the baseline corner. Got it.
Wow.
Her second made 3.
I'm taking it. She likes that corner pretty well.
It's been 3-point attempts in bunches. I think that might be 6, and Crozier got a hand on that and got the takeaway. Second Trinity Lutheran giveaway. Warner from the paint is good. Lindsey Warner with 4.
Well, Lanesville's making a pay. They don't turn it over much already with 2, but I expected this pressure, and here it is.
And then Crozier got the steal and got fouled. So already that Lanesville pressure defense starting to have an impact on this game.
Yeah, there's that 3 from the corner. They're just really trying to force Trinity to bring out that zone a little bit.
And we'll have a timeout taken. We will keep it right here. Tonight's game presented in part by Scott Young of One Midwest Financial. Scott Young offers a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life surprises. Got to work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up and down the financial mountain. Email Scott at syoung at onemidwestfp.com for more information.
Well, hitting those threes opens it up. It does a lot of things. Obviously, you love the points, but what it does is forces that defense to have to recognize you as a three-point shooting team, and it opens up the paint.
And even though these teams have both been in the same regional for many years, they have not really played each other in terms of the postseason, but they have played each other on a regular basis during the season. Last year, Lanesville went to Seymour, made that drive about 45 minutes to the north, and got a 70-47 victory. Last year, Trinity Lutheran team was 16-9. They were, though, dealing with the loss of an Indiana All-Star from the season before, Sydney Janes, who now plays at Butler University for Austin Parkinson.
Well, Lanesville owns the series just by 1, 6-5 over the last few years.
Trinity Lutheran's only been an IHSAA school since 05-06. Good pressure applied by Trinity Lutheran, but Kerr able to track down the loose ball. By the way, Emma Davis in there for the first time for Lanesville, wearing number 15. Warner splits 2 defenders. Good step through and off the window for Lindsey Warner.
Hey, she was double teamed, but had to step through. Good play, good post play.
Make it 7 straight points for Lanesville. Trinity Lutheran trying to rectify that. Good rebound in traffic by Warner. And Warner getting some looks at the Division III and NAI level about continuing her basketball days. Crozier wasn't in a position to shoot that one. She's a couple of steps behind the arc. Now she can step into it from right behind the arc. Didn't get it to go. Warner keeps the possession alive. She got fouled. And Lindsey Warner, who is averaging a team-high 7 rebounds, will have a chance for 2 points from the line.
Well, good offensive rebound. And they've had multiple here early, and that's big. You would think that in the zone that the Cougars would really do a little bit better job on the boards, but I got to tell you, Lanesville's being relentless on the glass, Greg.
Tonight's game presented in part by Blocker Concrete, your local flat work specialist. Call Mike today at 502-333-5223 or email blockerconcrete@gmail.com.
And as long as Trinity can keep this thing close, they're going to stay in that zone, I suspect.
So make it 9 straight points for the Eagles. 1 3 made so far by Trinity Lutheran. 3 turnovers forced by Lanesville already, and as we have pointed out, this Cougar team averages a little more than 5 a game, but what Lanesville does defensively is unlike virtually anybody else in 1A. Turnaround shot by Tabling
Wow.
is good. That's her first bucket.
Tabling with a really tough shot. We expected a lot out of her tonight, and Lanesville knows it.
Now 22 points a basketball game for the Division I commit. Warner was probably more open than she thought, but didn't matter. Clearly, she likes that spot about 10 feet away.
She makes that 10-footer look pretty automatic, doesn't she?
Speaking of 10, she's got 10, so already in double figures, a little more than 7 minutes into the contest. By the way, Shelby Allen is in there for Lanesville. 6-foot sophomore post off the bench at 7 points and 6 rebounds a game.
Well, a foul called there, but listen, what I like what Lanesville is doing, obviously the defense, they keep pressing until the referee says that's too much. You've heard that term.
Hadley Crozier picked up the foul, her first, team foul number 3.
Look at that. Look at that defense, Greg.
Angie Hinton's in a defensive stance as well there on the bench. You got to follow coach's lead. Good extra pass.
Yep.
Turn down the 3 in the corner, and then they'll get Allen for walking in to the shooter. And first free throws will be coming up here for Trinity Lutheran.
Well, she just rotated over just ever so slightly too slow, and the ball was already there in the shot, so the foul. I tell you, Trinity's going to like it if they can go to the free throw line. They shoot decent there, 66%.
Tonight's game presented in part by Beckman Lawn Care, proudly serving Harrison and Floyd counties. Call Needham at 812-736-1241 or email beckmanlawncare@gmail.com. So Ellie Schneider just checked in for Lanesville. If somebody's going to have it be wearing a different number, have it be someone you're related to. Makes it much easier to spot them when they check into the game. Normally listed as 42. She's wearing 12 in tonight's game.
I would guess you would know whether they're related or not.
And if I don't, Mom does. She's just off camera. Shot missed by Trinity Lutheran, and that is the end of the half, but an impressive one for the number 2 team in Class 1A. Lanesville leading Trinity Lutheran by a score of 18-11. Second quarter action comes your way next as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Tonight's game from Lanesville, presented by First Harrison Bank, serving Southern Indiana since 1891 with 18 locations now to better serve you. Let Banking Butler take care of all your financial service needs when you log on to firstharrison.com. First Harrison Bank, proud to support the Lady Eagles in tonight's game. We reference Zach Payne. That's Zach you see with the purple shirt there, the scores table. Led Lanesville to its only state championship in 2017 as the baseball coach. These days, the director of athletics here at Lanesville High School. Want to thank our ISC Sports Network crew that makes this possible. Thank you very much to Sean Walker, Sam Waugh, and Alex Laverne, who made the lengthy trip to Southern Indiana to provide our camera coverage for tonight's contest. And alongside Jan Bozier, Greg Rakestraw with you. Eagles out to a 7-point advantage. On the drive, and yep, steps called. And that is Morgan Brewer, so that is the one sub we were pretty sure was going to play for Trinity Lutheran.
You know, we've talked a lot about Lanesville's defense, but let me tell you something. Trinity Lutheran only gives up 41,
right.
So their stats not shabby either on the defensive side.
Again, these are two teams that you just say, hey, there's a good chance they're going to see each other in the postseason. Now, while Lanesville has been dominant in their sectional, they have a little better competition this year in that sectional. Borden, Lanesville beat them by 14 earlier this year.
Wow.
That basket is good. It is a 3 from the corner. So another made 3 by the Eagles. And a double-digit lead for Lanesville for the first time.
Yeah, so disciplined. They're just really allowing the game to come to them. Good ball rotation, good shot.
And another turnover committed by Trinity Lutheran. Morgan Sonner back in there for Lanesville. Got the freebie.
Something here may force Trinity out of this zone.
Well, if Lanesville is knocking down jump shots like this, I'm not sure who's stopping them in 1A. That's a tough feed. Better finish and one opportunity for Morgan Sonner.
So now who do you stop? Inside, outside. So Trinity extends their defense. Then they go inside. Double team. Boy, I like it. Offense, inside, outside. Super productive now for the Eagles.
And that's tabling second foul as well for Trinity Lutheran.
That's tough.
So here's Sonner from the season, a 72% free throw shooter. She and Warner, the two senior starters for Coach Hinton. And after missing their first two freebies, Lanesville is connected on the last three. Full court man pickup. Lanesville team already has a pair of victories against 4A competition this year. One of those coming last week against neighboring Floyd Central. Other one was East Central, who played in the Hall of Fame Classic this year. And they too have a Division I recruit on their team in Josie Trable. Tabling pulls from 14. That does not go. Good job by Hilton Brumley to tip that ball to Warner. Kerr, the extra pass. Three, left side, got it. That's Brumley that got that to go.
Eagles are filling it tonight. I just don't know how much longer Trinity can stay in that zone. I think they feel like they can't match up real well man-to-man, but let's see how long they stay in that zone.
Lanesville on a 20-4 scoring run. That will be a turnover as well. Over and back violation.
Again, just great ball. The extra pass. Good ball clubs are always looking for the extra pass, meaning their teams are not selfish at all.
Apparently they're going to give that as a 2, potentially. So maybe had a foot on the line that
and
time.
now here's the matchup. You knew they didn't want to, but they really cannot afford to allow this thing to get completely out of hand.
And I would imagine now Lanesville will be a lot more post-oriented now that this is a man-to-man they are seeing from Trinity Lutheran. Kerr turned down to look at the basket. Warner will not, but left it short.
Well, Trinity needs a bucket the worst way. They don't need to be quick about it. At the end of the day, this possession, they need a good shot. How about a 30-footer for a good shot?
That's Froze that got it to go. Second made 3 that goes for Trinity Lutheran.
I love that. When a player goes, may not be the best shot a coach wants, but just has ice in their veins, go, don't care, going to do it. And they step up and do it.
Lanesville just kind of clears the floor, and again, Kerr turns down to look at the bucket. Crozier, no such problem. Left hand and score it. Hadley's first 2-point field goal. She's got 8 in total. So Hadley almost at her average for the Eagles this year. Tabling now with the left hand does not go. And again, Sonner controls the glass for Lanesville. Kerr, tough shot, but Sonner is there. Shot blocked, and she is fouled on the floor. 15 fouling at Trinity Lutheran, so no free throws coming. But underneath out of bounds to the Eagles.
Well, Sonner's being so physical inside. If she has not got the offensive rebound, she's battling for one.
It's not going to be my goal to text Mr. Bridges underneath the basket and say, hey, wave to the camera for me at some point. You're going to be on camera the entire game.
Greg, you have the green light, and you would anyway, but tonight especially to do whatever you want to do.
One of my many wonderful teachers I still keep in contact with to this day. From
Did you get an A in their class?
I got an A in every class.
Oh,
Brumley on the
Shame
drive.
on me. I should have known better to ask that. Don't ask me that question.
Good work there by Trinity Lutheran.
Yep, good block.
And that's tabling. So 22 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists a game, and a full timeout for Trinity Lutheran. We'll go ahead and keep it right here so we could tell you about Jan. Again, I said you're honoring Lanesville for the night.
Right.
Here's your chance to really be Lanesville for more than a night.
Okay.
What's better than Lanesville, Jan? How about Lanesville on a boat? Don't forget to book your LHS reunion cruise. It's May 8th to May 14th on the Independence of the Seas. Pack your bags once and sail away to 2 different ports of adventure with all of your Lanesville friends. Again, not being from Lanesville is not actually required. All meals are included. Hurry before it sells out. You don't want to miss the boat. Now, Normally this is where I'd say, log on or go to a phone number.
Right.
Okay. Leanne Campbell's running the cruise, okay? Everybody in town knows who Leanne is. Get a hold of Leanne. You got to have a deposit of $200 down, but it's by February the 20th.
That's nothing.
Hadley Crozier has been awfully good for Lanesville so far.
Yes, she has. Just ready to shoot in the corner. Yeah, the problem that Lanesville gives, I'm sure every team, is who do you stop? Hard to double somebody when you can inside and outside play so well.
So for Lanesville to this point, again, we mentioned the fact that they have not been a great three-point shooting team this year, 25%. But Crozier's made 3. Lanesville's made numerous outside shots. Again, we don't keep track of the official shooting percentage, but believe me, it's been good to this point.
Well, they put pressure on the Cougars now. They've got to find some stops and turn it into points.
And if you're Lanesville, you don't mind running a little clock here. And again, because of the man-to-man by Trinity Lutheran, Lanesville's gone double post. So both Allen and Sonner in the game together. So 6'1" and 6 foot. And then Warner on the drive. Left hand does not go,
there
but
it is
inside
again.
Position. Second chance does not go. Fight for the loose ball. And I think there's going to be a push against Allen of Lanesville, which will be her second foul. And again, the Eagles will pick up in full court pressure. Trinity Lutheran coming in at 14-4 on the season. Their losses to Brownstown Central, Jasper, North Knox, and Scottsburg. And that Scottsburg game is important for Lanesville. That is their season finale. They will go to Scottsburg on Friday, January the 27th. Scottsburg famous in Indiana girls basketball circles because of their longtime head coach and Donna Cheatham, the all-time winningest girls basketball coach in state history, with 730 wins. Sonner the steal, but the 5 wanted no part of leading the break, so she waited for a guard.
Now the fact that the Cougars have gotten down, the problem is Lanesville just going to stay in that zone, and they're just packing that paint. So the offense that the Cougars love is just almost impossible. They have got to find some more outside shot to loosen up that Lanesville defense a little bit.
So as Warner now has 11 points, again, let's thank our buddy Scott Young of One Midwest Financial. Scott has a wide range of products and services that can help clients get the stability needed to face life's surprises. Scott will work in sync with his clients to uncover their financial goals, review the state of your financial health, and identify strategies to guide you up and down the financial mountain. Email Scott at syoung at onemidwestfp.com.
I've been so impressed early with the Lanesville guards. It all starts with your guard pressure.
Crozier with the rebound, tabling slow to get up, so Lanesville attacks.
Great pass.
Always reward the big when they run the floor.
Great pass. She threaded the needle there.
I believe that was Sonner that got that one to go for Lanesville. And to show that's 7 for her. And the lead expands even further for the Eagles.
Good pass again.
Just a missed shot, then a shot blocked. Second shot blocked as well. A couple of good looks for Trinity Lutheran that simply would not go, and they might be seeing shadows at this point. 3 is good. That is Hilton Brumley, her second make from distance.
Well, Lanesville, no other way to put it, but they brought their A game tonight. At least here early, they're playing very well.
The lead now grows to 20. And again, that's a double dribble. And Lanesville is doing it against the team that is ranked right behind them in terms of the 1A poll. So this week in 1A, Tri is number 1. And for those watching from back home, where's Tri? Tri is southeastern Henry County, is in Newcastle, but they are in the northern half of the bracket. Caston is number 3. That's kind of up by Rochester, Logansport area.
Right.
Crozier, 3, does not go. Warner with the rebound, but then had it knocked away, and then Crozier will give the foul, which will be her second.
I think they got her for palming, Greg.
Okay. That was going to be a foul, but they'll say a turnover instead. Jan is the Mike Pereira of the broadcast, those of you that don't know, a longtime licensed official here in the state of Indiana. I'm happy to be wrong on that one, my friend.
No, you just looked down. I like you thought it was a foul, and he called the palming. a call which you don't see a lot of anymore.
Sonner on the curl, shot blocked. Good hands that time. That's Madison Keith. This Trinity Lutheran team of their 6-player rotation, only tabling as a senior. Everybody else will be back next year. And again, they have been good more years than not. They have 6 straight winning seasons. Warner through contact, and she'll get 2 free throws.
You know, Sonner really looks like a just top quality rim protector. Every time they get something in there, she makes it difficult for them to finish.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network presented by Mike Blocker and Blocker Concrete, your local flat work specialist. Call today at 502-333-5223 or email Mike at blockerconcrete@gmail.com. Warner connects on them both, and she has a baker's dozen, which is right at her average of 13 a game.
Well, this is a really high offensive output for Lanesville, a team that averages about 55. So when you're putting this type of points on the board and back it up with smothering defense, that's a pretty good recipe.
Yeah, the defense that Lanesville is playing tonight is common. The offense is very much high end for Lanesville as they turn it over for a 3rd time of the game. But there again, you make up for it by going and getting it back on defense, and Crozier gets the steal.
Lanesville just reads the passing lane so well and anticipates.
We had them against Salem last year. Of course, Salem with the 3A ranks, and Salem at the time was 2 years removed from playing in the 3A state championship game. Schneider left alone and got it to go.
How about that? They are just flat out have this offense on all 12 cylinders.
Ellie becomes the 5th different Lanesville player to hit the scoring column.
You know, the other thing I noticed looking up and down their schedule, half of their teams they play are at a higher class than what they are.
To Angie's credit, she has really upped
the
schedule as Lanesville has
that just makes you better.
Gotten to new heights. Obviously, Trinity Lutheran going to hold for a final look of the quarter. To say it's been a great half of the Eagles would be an understatement. They are walloping the number 4 team in 1A. Tabling shot does not go. Long rebound. Froge trying to bank it in, does not go. That's it, and that's all for the half. But a clinic. And Joe Hinton gets a little camera time there at the end of the quarter. All Lanesville in this one so far. Eagles lead at 38-14. Stay tuned. The halftime show comes your way next as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. That's the finish. You get a layup taken and an and one. Fly ball. Out of here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a 3rd season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Are they doing a third
You can
season on
see
that show?
episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds remaining. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Fly ball. Out of here.
Great night for the home team so far. Lanesville checking in at number 2 in the state of Indiana. Another relative of mine, by the way, Jan, on camera right there. Greg Rakestraw and Jambosia with you on the ISC Sports Network. 38-14 is our score at halftime. Lanesville number 2 in the state. Trinity Lutheran number 4. Again, what Lanesville is doing is jaw-dropping to a really good basketball team tonight.
Well, what part of their game has not been first class? And the problem you got now, if you're Trinity at halftime, you go, only thing you can try to do is get some points out of your defense, but in a game like this, I'm not sure, but you just got to scratch and claw. Boy, can Lanesville put another half like that one together, Greg? We'll see.
Good question. If you're Mike Lang, are you almost saying, hey, listen, at this point you're just kind of collecting data for a potential regional or semi-state matchup coming up in February?
Well, we've seen before with a team that comes out and plays just an unbelievable first half. Can they keep their foot on the gas pedal? That will be the question for Lanesville. Can they keep the same intensity up? If they do, well, it's going to be tough. Trinity's going to scratch and claw. They've got to find some points out of their defense.
Scoring in the first half as these highlights roll by. Lindsey Warner with 13, Hadley Crozier 11, 7 for Morgan Sonner, 5 for Hilton Brumley, 2 for Ellie Schneider. Ava Kerr, Shelby Allen, Emma Davis all played but did not score in the first half. 4 Trinity Lutheran, 5 for Jordan Brewer, 4 for Madison Keith, 3 for Liza Froge, 2 for Bailey Tabling, and that's a huge part of the story for Lanesville. And again, not like they were shading really kind of man-to-man towards Trinity Lutheran's best player, but Tabling's averaging 22 points a game. She has 2 points in half number 1.
Well, when Lanesville got that big early lead and then packed the zone in, they basically said, listen, Trinity, you're going to beat us. This is going to be from outside. We're going to make it difficult inside.
And again, Warner and Crozier are the 1-2 punch normally for Lanesville. But again, it's normally what they do defensively that catches your attention. Clearly, holding a 14-win team to 14 points at halftime is impressive enough. But Warner and Crozier have combined for 24 points. They basically combined to average 22 points per game. It shows you, again, offensively, just how on all cylinders Lanesville is clicking right now.
Trinity, 3 points in the second period. I mean, that's smothering defense. Those are staggering numbers. They really are.
11 turnovers for Trinity Lutheran. Again, they average a little more than 5 a game. Lanesville takes good care of the basketball. That was on display tonight. They have committed just 3 turnovers in the first 16 minutes as well. All right, you touched on it. Hey, these are girls that are 16, 17, 18 years old. You get a 24-point lead regardless of the level of competition. Sometimes it is tough to hold that focus if you're Angie Hinton. What's the message you're delivering right now in the locker room?
Well, I think just that. Listen, girls, we've played one half of basketball here. If we're going to go where we want to go, forget about that first half. This is now all about focus on half number 2. And if you truly want to be the ball club and get to where we think we need to go, we've got to play as hard or harder than we played in the first half.
After tonight's game, Lanesville has 4 games left in their schedule. 1 against a Rock Creek team that is in their sectional and has a pretty good team this year as well. Like I mentioned, Lanesville's been dominant in their sectional the last 4 years. Better competition this year. Both Borden and Rock Creek have improved teams. Always good Eastern Pekin team up in 2A. They were the state champs about 5 or 6 years ago. Quality program. Taylor Drury, who was on their state title team, just graduated, finishing her playing career at the University of Indianapolis. She's now back coaching at Pekin Eastern. That game comes up for Lanesville coming up later this weekend. At Orleans next Tuesday, then a 10-day gap to Scottsburg before Lanesville looks to make it 5 consecutive sectional championships. It's pink out night at Lanesville. Given the way they are shooting it, it might be lights out night at Lanesville. 38-14, Eagles in front. Third quarter action comes your way next as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. Oh! That's the finish. You get a layup to take it. And an and one. Out of here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Back inside the gymnasium at Lanesville High School, Greg Rakestraw, as well as Jan Bozier with you on the ISC Sports Network. I want to thank the good folks at First Harrison Bank. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1891 with 18 locations now to better serve you. Let Banking Butler take care of all your financial service needs when you log on to firstharrison.com. First Harrison Bank is proud to support the Lady Eagles in tonight's game. So 38-14. Lanesville in front. Want to say hello to my classmate Drew Sizemore, who takes advantage of us streaming a Lanesville game every year to watch from his home in Florida. Hello, my friend. I hope we're making your Tuesday evening a fun one.
Listen, you've teased me enough. Next year we're going to Lanesville. Okay, I can only handle so much of this. Next year we have got to figure out a way to get me to Lanesville.
This will get you your Lanesville card even faster. When Jan and I did New Albany and Floyd Central, Romeo's senior
That's right,
year,
right.
Tumbleweed trip, buddy. I'm sure he took care of all the stuff.
You give me Lanesville, I'm buying Tumbleweed.
Done. Starting five out there for Lanesville. Sonner, good job of sinking down low that time, and Keith will get called for the foul. Had kind of both forearms in her back. Keith was giving up about 6 inches on the low block that time.
And the other thing you like about, how about these totals for Lanesville? 18 points in the first period, 20 in the second.
Ball deflected away. Fourth Lanesville turnover. Trinity Lutheran again trying to race down to beat that defense down the floor. Foul going to be called. Let's see if it's on Sonner for leading over or Brumley on the contact.
Well, what happened is what the Cougars got to do. They've either got to get pressure defense to get points, or they have got to figure a way to get more active on the boards. And right there you see a nice effort on the boards.
Well, you also talked, Jan, about getting to the free throw line. Lanesville has done that. Trinity Lutheran has not. It's just the third and fourth free throws they have shot of this game so far. It's Keith gets the first of two. She is a 63% shooter. Misses that one.
See, in a game like this, where you're at, you've got to connect. And they're a team that shoots 66, but they're just they're leaving some on the floor tonight.
Warner turns down the 18-footer. Sonner misses the 2-footer, but gets it back. Kerr has been reluctant to shoot out there on that wing. She has impacted this game defensively instead. Warner will line it up for three. Not that time. Tabling will track down the loose ball. And really trying to push the tempo and beat that defense down the court.
Got to get that. When you had it, didn't finish.
A miss. And Kerr got it.
Oh, my.
And a foul. There's a hesitation. And then there's a dramatic pause. That would be the latter of the two. And Ava's on the board for the first time tonight.
She slammed on the disc brakes, and there was nothing else the defender could do that far up in the air. But you know what? Fundamentally, you still go ball fake, and they bought.
Kerr's free throw, no good. Ava on the season, a 67% free throw shooter. Tabling, tough shot. I see kind of Mike's reaction on the sideline. Why was that the shot we were taking?
Yeah, I don't
Even when it's your best player, that's a tough one to take.
Well, and sometimes tough defenses force good offensive players to take shots you ordinarily wouldn't take.
I think Trinity Lutheran began this game in a kind of a 3-2 zone in Lanesville. Frankly, shot him out of it. And now a foul going to be called on Froge, and Hadley Crozier will go to the free throw line to shoot two. Good aggressive take to the basket. And cannot thank our ISC Sports Network crew enough. Sean Walker, Sam Waugh, Alex Laverne. Giving you the replays as best we can on all of these key plays.
You know, Crozier, for just being a sophomore, Greg, has played a lot of minutes this year.
Well, she was a key player as a freshman last year for this Lanesville team that went 26-2. Crozier missed her first two, 68% from the line, so knocking down those two kind of gets her back to an average from her stat standpoint.
And certainly while the 4 sectionals in a row is an impressive thing and they're proud of, you know now they're ready and want to take the next step. That's what we keep talking about. Listen, this is more than just about this game. This is clearly about what it will take to get to that regional championship.
I know it was downright painful for the Lanesville folks to watch Tecumseh beat Central Catholic for the state championship last year. Of course, that Tecumseh group with several athletes that played in the volleyball state finals, the basketball state finals, and the softball state finals, all in the 2022 calendar year. Lanesville played Tecumseh twice in as many days over the Christmas holiday. It's kind of a quirk of the bracket in the Vincennes Holiday Tournament. Tecumseh not the team they were a year ago. They're 5-11 this year. Lanesville won both games in back-to-back fashion. Ellie Schneider back in for Lanesville. Her pass for Lindsey Warner tipped away and taken away.
That Tecumseh class, they had some really good athletes go through there. I had their game in the state.
Shot blocked. My friend, you and I had their game together.
I know.
In the state final.
I was going to bring you into it eventually.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
There's most games, either are you or me or some combination.
Warner knocked that. I had the ball knocked away. And then Trinity Lutheran, ball knocked away by Lanesville, will stay right here.
Well, and that's the thing, and continue seeing. You know, it's hard not to continue to highlight aspects of this really good defense by Lanesville, but just notice how many deflections they get. They're really good with their hands. Hands are very active defensively.
Froge for three. That does not go. Tabling. Thought she had a beat on it. Crozier touches it last, out of bounds to Trinity Lutheran. So Lanesville's offense has cooled, and we didn't expect them to continue their torrid pace from half number one. But their defense is maintained. They have not allowed a field goal here in the first 3 minutes of the half. Just one free throw.
Oh,
now
wow.
they get one to go.
That may get things started. That's downtown.
That triple. It's the sixth field goal made by Trinity Lutheran tonight. Third from three-point range. Warner lines one up from three. A little strong. But Schneider with the rebound. And then Schneider lost the handle. We'll see Allen check in for Lanesville. Next stoppage in play. Froge weaving through traffic. Runner short. Got it back. Jump ball. And the arrow will point to Lanesville.
Well, Lanesville's found the rim multiple times on some dribble drives. There you see the long three, but the thing that Lanesville has done is collapse so fast, and it really has prohibited Trinity to finish at the rim much. They've had some good shots, but have not been able to finish.
Lanesville overloading that far sideline. Kerr gives it a go. Can't knock it down, and then they're going to get Allen with the push in the back. It'll be her third foul.
Well, that's why you shoot 30-something from the three-point line. Sooner or later, you usually cool off. You got to wonder if they're not going to talk about, hey, guys, we might want to emphasize going back and get that defense to collapse a little bit.
Foul does allow Lanesville to pick up full court. This is the man variety. Good job by Lanesville. Get hands in the passing lane by Allen. And then a foul called against Trinity Lutheran after giving the ball up a frequent amount in the first half. That is the first turnover committed by the Cougars in this half. And, you know, for all the things talking about, hey, Lanesville hasn't been shooting the basketball as well, or Lanesville doesn't seem as crisp, they've not lost anything of their halftime lead, and we're halfway through the third quarter.
That's true. I think Sooner needs some touches here. They need to find a way to go through here in the next couple offensive sets.
Lanesville going with their double post set here. Both Allen and Sonner in the game together. There's the look for Sonner. Kerr lines it up. Not that time. Sonner on the putback.
I think I called her Sooner. It is Sonner. My apologies. There it is, though. She's too good of an athlete not to have some ball touches in the middle.
Tabling's three is an air ball. Good hustle to save it. It is in play, and now Lanesville can look to push. They really have a 5v2 going. All the way in. Good block by Tabling. But there's Allen. Missed it and couldn't hang on to it. Pull up three. Not that time. Sonner another rebound.
Well, she is just flat out the workhorse.
Sonner a 55% shooter on the season for the Eagles. Tough angle. Lanesville now with 4 turnovers this quarter after 3 in the first half. And what a play. That is a jump ball.
That's a good call.
The arrow will keep it there, but Kerr has no fear in going after that loose ball anytime it's in front of her.
Well, I get back to the point I made earlier. They are so good with their hands being active, and none better than right there to get a jump ball.
So a timeout taken. We will keep it right here. Again, I want to remind you, May 8th to the 14th, there'll be no better place to be than the LHS Reunion Cruise. It's on the Independence of the Seas. Pack your bags once and sail away to 2 different ports of adventure with all of your Lanesville friends. All meals are included. Hurry before it sells out. You don't want to miss the boat. Now I said, hey, in Lanesville, everybody knows who Leanne is. You don't have to, you should find, she's at the game tonight. Just go tell her you want to be on the cruise, all right? But in case you're watching this, after the fact, you may have forgotten your phone number. Jan, write this down. 812-989-3033.
Looks like a lot of fun.
You are invited, by the way.
Okay.
It is after the basketball season for you.
I'm in.
All right.
Don't ask me twice to do anything fun. And I've
especially when it's all you can eat food, right?
I've never been on a cruise, but the one appealing piece is what you just said. All you can eat nonstop.
Let's go. 44-18, Lanesville in front, late of the third quarter.
I do have a seasick issue, though.
We'll work on that. Get some Dramamine. Little zone look here by Lanesville. Ball knocked away. Trinity Lutheran will track it down. 3 in the corner. That goes. Ball knocked down. I think that was Brewer that made that one. Yep, Jordan Brewer, her second, made 3. She's got 8.
Well, that's certainly one avenue. If they can continue to find some threes, that'll get you back as quick as anything.
Warner, good save. Crozier for 3. Not that time, but there's Sonner.
Sonner again.
Puts it right off the
She
square,
has just been flat out impressive to me. Everywhere, defensively and offensively.
This quarter, again, is faring much better for Trinity Lutheran, but still not enough to truly make a dent in this lead. Again, number 2 versus number 4 in 1A. Heath will pull from 17 over Brumley. Tough shot. Sonner already has 11 points, and again, I think from a rebounding standpoint, she's in double-double territory already.
Is definitely, if she's not there, really close.
Warner A.D. Cleater of a screen. And frankly, if you're Lanesville, you can take some time off the clock here.
Yeah, but to the point here with her, when she can't provide what she does inside, it just turns everything around, because who do you double? You can't double down if they shoot the way they have from outside.
Crozier had a path to the basket, but wasn't even looking at this point. Lanesville goes a little four-corner here. Trying to salt this one away and get on to the next. Lanesville team checking into the Sagarin ratings at number 43 in the state. That's best in the 1A classification. That was up as high as 23 a couple of weeks ago. And Brumley is fouled. It's going to go against Jordan Brewer. 15 foul against Trinity Lutheran.
Well, to your point, this has clearly been the least amount of points in this game per quarter for Lanesville, but Trinity Lutheran has not found a huge run to make a huge dent in it.
Trinity Lutheran will next play at Brown County. That game on Friday night. They'll play at Floyd Central next week. Home dates with Madison and South Decatur to finish the season. Nice reverse layup, beautiful take. Bucket is good by Crozier. She's got 15. That's it, and that's all for quarter number 3. Lanesville, a commanding lead at this point. 48-21. Final 8 minutes come your way next as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Hi there, I'm Jake Query.
And I'm Derek Schultz.
And we do Query and Schultz on ISC Sports Network. And Derek, unlike Ted Lasso, we have a third season.
That's right. Season number 3 right now, ISCSportsNetwork.com. You can see episodes on Comcast 81 as well, Mondays at 7:30. I'm talking about our show, Jake, this beloved show that people tune into every single week. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, so many ways to watch Query and Schultz every Monday, 7:30. Tune in and hang out with us.
And you don't have to be a goldfish. You'll remember everything we say.
As Angie Hinton is imparting some wisdom in that Lanesville huddle, let's thank our buddy Matthew Beckman and good folks at Beckman Lawn Care, proudly serving Harrison and Floyd counties. Calling Needham at 812-736-1241 or email beckmanlawncare@gmail.com. Well, you've been talking about Morgan Sonner. Here's a bit of her handiwork, Jan, throughout the game.
I just like how hard she works. You know, players who work hard, good things happen. Look, she's just moving, making space, and that's to me, that's the big piece. She finds how to make space, and how about running the floor? Really impressed with her effort tonight. Might add that the Southern Conference, obviously Lanesville kind of with a 2 or 3 game lead right now.
Yeah, Lanesville wrapped that up, played their final league game against Crothersville on Saturday. Won that one handily to celebrate a 5th consecutive conference championship. Crozier, not that time. Ball was in Sonner's hands, but couldn't hang on to it. Laura Roeder able to track that down.
See how the double team stops the drive? That's the one piece that Lanesville really does a good job. Watch when there's penetration. They immediately get help, and that is what is so key to their defensive effort.
Tabling gets the bucket to go. She's got 7, and she averages 22. Trinity Lutheran, I would say, rather prohibitive favorite in their sectional 62, which is all the way over at Rising Sun this year.
Now, I do not know where Rising Sun is. I've heard the school. I've never been there, and I do not know where it's at.
They would be the Shiners, as Kerr didn't get that to go. Ohio County.
Okay.
Between Lawrenceburg and Vevey, amongst your river towns in the southeast corner of the state. 3 in the corner. Does not go, and Sonner collects another rebound.
Wow, what an effort tonight.
Brumley forgot one important thing for a moment, the ball. Able to track it down. And Lanesville content to drain some sands out of the hourglass here with 6.5 minutes to play in the 25-point lead. Good back cut. Crozier turns. Got fouled. Shot won't go, but Hadley will get 2 free throws.
Now, you talked about this last 4 games for Lanesville. And, you know, that's no easy stretch. You talked about Eastern Pekin 13-3, Orleans 10-8, then Scottsburg 14-3. So part of what they want to accomplish here is to really be on a roll going into those final 3, what seemed to be, should be pretty good ball games.
Crozier has made her last 4 free throws. She's got 17 to lead all scores. And the Rock Creek game coming up is the last against a sectional foe. Orleans then potentially a postseason foe as Tabling gets that to go. Her second 3. She's got 10. Of course, the path different for everybody this year. Once you get past the sectional round, the regional is 1 game. The semi-state now is the 2-game round.
I love it. I of all the things that have been tried, I'm real excited about this one. I love this.
And to explain, the whole point is to have 32 communities talking about the state tournament going to the 3rd weekend, not 16. That's the entire reasoning behind it.
I applaud it. I love it.
And there's no shot clock in this one, so Lanesville can take their dear old sweet time.
Well, they just continue to probably, they don't talk about it out loud, but coaches in their mind are working on all facets of their game. When we need to do this, can we execute? And there's just not too much tonight that Lanesville hasn't really did a great job executing.
Kerr was the only starter that didn't score in the first half. She's got 5 in this half. That ball was kicked by a Lanesville player. At sectional at Rising Sun, Trinity Lutheran, Madison Shaw, Rising Sun, New Washington, Crothersville, and Medora. Rounding out the field in sectional 62. And folks, 10 days from now is the pairing show. Make it 12 days. 12 days from now is the pairing show for girls basketball. Sunday, January the 22nd. Ball poked away. Now Kerr, see if she can win the foot race back. Left hand got blocked. Good recovery by Tabling to prevent the easy bucket. Roeder, her jump shot does not go. Kerr and Roeder get tied up.
Well, you got to think, and you know, they're Trinity just too good a ball club. Coach Lang has been around for a while. They're going to learn from this. They just got in a buzzsaw early, and that's a quality team when you could put a team this good down that early. But they're going to learn from this.
Timeout called by Trinity Lutheran. It's presented by our friends at First Harrison Bank. Serving Southern Indiana since 1891 with 18 locations, now to better serve you. Let Banking Butler take care of all your financial service needs when you log on to firstharrison.com. First Harrison Bank is proud to support the Lady Eagles in tonight's game. Thank you, Aaron, and all the great people at First Harrison Bank for your continued support of our Lanesville broadcast on the ISC Sports Network.
Well, I love the cheer block. They've been at it all night. I told you, I love it. When kids come out, I don't know where your band's at. We got to get that fixed.
It is a Tuesday night.
Okay, we'll cut them some slack.
Right.
But I hear they're good.
Not bad.
I'm all about the crowd. The kids are in it, the fans, the band. I got to ask you, you got good hot dogs down there when we go?
Phenomenal hot
dogs.
I'm
in. Because, you know, your mom may not know. I'm all about the hot dogs.
You and I do look like a couple of hot dog connoisseurs.
We do.
Let's not lie about that. Now, I have been told one of the, I wouldn't say saving graces, but one of the most impressive features of the Lanesville concession stand.
Yes.
You can buy a Big Red. Not the chewing gum, the soda. Big Red
I'm
available.
in. I love Big Red. I know what you're talking about. I'm in.
I got rave reviews this weekend. Coverage of the boys' games at Lanesville.
Like a cream soda type thing?
Oh, it's Southern Indiana staple.
I'm in.
Jump shot does not go. Ellie Schneider with the rebound. Ellie had 2 points late in the first half.
That'd be good to probably see some of the substitutes for both ball clubs, so get them some air time, I'm guessing, here shortly.
And Lanesville's got a busy week. Again, they play Rock Creek on Thursday. They will play Eastern on Saturday. Both those are home games for Lanesville. I think I made the reference that Lanesville goes to Scottsburg earlier. They don't. That's a home game. That's the home finale. 10-day gap, though, from next Tuesday's road game at Orleans to the home finale against Scottsburg on the 27th. Crozier with 19.
Crozier has been solid. You know, we talked about balanced scoring. Lanesville tonight, wow, they've had pretty good balanced scoring of their own.
That's been their MO most of the year from their top, 5 scorers on the season. 5 players averaging between 7 and 13 points. The runner for Brewer does not go. Schneider had inside position and kept her away from it. Yeah, Warner with 13 has not scored in the second half. Frankly, that's of little importance right now with a 29-point lead with 3.5 to play. On cue, the ball was sent towards Warner. She did touch it last. That's 8 turnovers now for this game for Lanesville. Sonner may be done for the night. Jane Davis going to check in for the first time.
Well, we've highlighted what she has done all game long, and rightfully so, Greg. She for me, has just been a solid player. So impressive.
There was not a JV game tonight. Limited numbers at Trinity Lutheran led to that. The hope was to play a couple of JV quarters, but that plan got scrapped as Ellie Schneider gets the steal. Unofficially 14 turnovers against Trinity Lutheran.
Well, you look at the total now. Certainly the offense has cooled off a little bit, but A, the good start, and B, when you kind of settle down offensively, your defense still carried all 4 quarters.
You're going to win a lot of ball games, Jan, when the opponent's got 26 points.
Yes, you are. And that just fits right into what we have talked about, this 29-point average. It's amazing, and once again, clearly what has brought this ball club to where it is today. It's a staple, I think, of the coach and the players. They've bought into what she has coached them to do clearly for the last 4 years and sectional championships.
So his tabling goes to the line and connects in the first. Again, let's thank Mike Blocker and Blocker Concrete, your local flatwork specialist. Call today at 502-333-5223 or email Mike at blockerconcrete@gmail.com. Tabling makes them both. She's got a dozen, and she had just 2 first-half points.
Now, obviously, you got to take care of business in the sectional.
Yep.
But if Lanesville could win a regional, would there be a big party in Lanesville?
Guaranteed fire truck ride right there. Warner with the bucket to go. She's got 15. Boys team has won regional championship, 2007. Softball team has made the state finals, semi-states over the years.
Well, you had the baseball.
16 and 17, they made the state championship game. Froge's shot does not go. Good rebound. Coming up a little bit gimpy that time is Allen at the end of that play.
Well, every level you need to get to next is just a little more difficult.
Start to see a little more subs coming. I think the timeout was almost called just to make sure that Allen was okay in that scenario. One more time, folks. If you're a big fan of Lanesville, you're going to be a big fan of Lanesville on a boat. May 8th through the 14th. The dates on there say 8th and the 12th. May 8th, you depart Orlando. May 9th, it's a day at sea. May 10th, you're in Nassau in the Bahamas. May 11th, you're at Cocoa Bay in the Bahamas. May 12th, you're back in Orlando. Again, what are you going to be cruising on? Well, it's the good folks at Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas. You do not have to be a Lanesville grad. You're going to hear a lot of Lanesville stories regardless. Call Leanne, 812, and most of them are true, 812-989-3033 for more information. So the Davises, Emma and Jane, bring the ball into the front court for Lanesville. Ball knocked away by Roeder, but Jane Davis can go track it down. Schneider the ball on the wing for the Eagles. And both teams are going to get a little deeper into their bench now at just a minute and a half left to go in this one. Lanesville will run their record to 18-2. Angie Hinton's record at Lanesville now will boost to 106-19 over parts of 5 seasons. 5-second count may be applied here. Just tipped away. They did go through the hands of Jane Davis. Another timeout going to be taken by Lanesville. Again, we will keep it right here. Once again, let's thank the good folks at Beckman Lawn Care for jumping on board our broadcast this year. Proudly serving Harrison and Floyd counties. Call and need them at 812-736-1241 or email beckmanlawncare@gmail.com.
105-19 in 5 years.
Pretty good.
That's awesome.
That'll work.
Mike Lang, 197 and 91 in 12 years at Trinity Lutheran. Solid coaches.
If you're just joining us, this was tied at 7, then Lanesville took off. Allowed just 3 second quarter points, led 38-14 at the half. And
well, I'm sure coaches, once they break down the film, will find a little something, but it's hard to criticize much that happened in that first half.
The threes were falling. The defense has been spot on the entirety of the game. Blankenbaker in for Lanesville. Senior making a 13th appearance of the season. See if the Eagles go any further into their bench at this point. Davis got her hands in the passing lane. 15 Trinity Lutheran turnovers. And not be surprised if these teams see each other again.
Yeah. You know, you look at this Lanesville ball club and the team's going to play them. They clearly have made a statement. If you're going to zone us, that may be tough.
Davis misses.
And they're a tough matchup. So that's why they forced teams to play zone.
Roeder. Just 6 have played tonight for Trinity Lutheran. That's it. That's been their MO most of the year. Play that 6-player rotation. Tabling pulls, and she'll be fouled. She'll get 2 free throws as players from both teams helping her up. One more time, want to thank Alex Laverne, Sean Walker, Sam Waugh for their technical support on the broadcast.
Yeah, I'm glad that we now have technology where we can bring some of these other schools, you know, some broadcast, and you know, in the past without the technology, we're able to do that. I think it's great that we're able to do that now.
14 for tabling. I want to thank by the way, you can hear that from the PA booth here at Lanesville. The game ball is going to go to tabling as she surpasses 2,000 career points at Trinity Lutheran High School.
What a great accomplishment.
Gets a handshake and a hug from Angie Hinton. Gets a handshake from Odie Broughton, our lead official for tonight's game. Obviously not the end results you wanted tonight, but you know, I'd imagine they'll get one more crack at Lanesville coming up in February.
That doesn't take one thing away from what she accomplished.
A standing ovation by fans on both sides that were at tonight's game.
And rightfully so. That takes a lot, you know. A lot to be able to put those type of numbers together. Congratulations to her.
Davis, Allen. That's the capper for Lanesville. Allen will get her first and last basket of the game. Maybe one final shot for Trinity Lutheran, wide right. That's it, and that's all. 59-30 is the final score tonight. Thank the following sponsors for making tonight's game possible. First, Harrison Bank, 18 locations serving you since 1891. Blocker Concrete, your local flat work specialist. By Beckman Lawn Care, proudly serving Harrison and Floyd counties. And by the LHS Reunion Cruise coming up this May. Don't miss the boat. Jan, your final thoughts on this one.
Hey, it's been fun to serve with the Rake Straws here in their hometown. I'm sorry I didn't get the purple memo, but congratulations to Lanesville tonight. Just what a great performance. Got out with a big lead and will never look back with their defense. Trinity Lutheran they're going to be heard from as well, Greg.
Have the Crozier 19, Lindsey Ward at 15, Morgan Sonner 11 to pace the Lanesville Eagles, tabling 14, Jordan Brewer 8 to lead the way for Trinity Lutheran. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the ISC Sports Network, and best of luck to these two teams the remainder of the year. For Jan Bozier, this is Greg Rakestraw. Thanks for letting us into your homes tonight, and thanks for letting me go home for an evening as well. Eagles win by 29. Thanks for joining us on ISC. The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.